Hello and welcome back to the Black Q Part 2. So today we're going to pick up where we left off and continue just listing off a bunch of horrendous people. So we got the Rothschilds, especially like Linda Rothschild, who would hang out with the Clintons, and she was, like, doesn't she own like 9% of the world's fresh water supply at the moment? Then you got the Bronfman sisters, who are related to that Nexium, which is a high-level sex cult and human trafficking operation, and they would LARP as a professional, basically a professional cult. Like, oh, no, it's just like, it's mentality, and, you know, you get connections and stuff. Kind of like that whole landmark thing, if you know what I'm talking about. So you got people like this who are in cahoots with the likes of Awalid bin Talal, who keeps popping up in everything from, like, 9/11 to biotech companies porting down, and then that became like Bioport, and then you start running into folks related to the pharmaceutical industry, especially blood and anthrax. And you get like Willie Jones of California, used to be, I think, like speaker for DNC or whatever. But anyway, so you got all these horrendous people doing these just messed up things out in the open, even so far as like Fifth Avenue brought to everyone's attention, creating a pentagram in New York on top of all the really obvious symbols and sigils all over the world, and then going into their desire to control everyone through electronic media. So this is where kind of the censorship and the wrong think comes back into play, and stuff like the Alpha Bank lie. They're doing everything they can to ruin and control just everything that's going on. So then you look at the relationships between all these people, and you start to realize it's like kind of, you know, Bush family, Clintons, also the Rockefellers who stepped down so Soros could step up, and you got all of their just awful connections and everything they push for. Like, they're always pushing to shut you up, to take away your rights, to take away your arms, to make you submit. So that's what these people's goal is. Like, they really just kind of wanted us to do it to ourselves for them, so that way when it happened they could, you know, again, play like, oh, we're not responsible, you did it. But then when you consider what they were potentially going to use stuff like 5G for, like an entire Internet of Things, it would be a matrix where I don't know if you'd be able to fly, but for the most part, they'd be able to manipulate your brainwaves. They'd be able to manipulate your cars, your phones, your house. Everything would rely on this 5G, and then you'd get like the mark of the beast. And if you go against the grain, if you commit wrong think, and suddenly find yourself in some sort of Chinese-style social ranking system, well, then you just boned. And that was their plan for all of us. And if not, they're going to Samson and boom. Thanks. Bye.